Welcome everyone. I'm excited to kick off today's presentation with the title slide, Understanding Garden Snakes, Overcoming Fear. Today, we'll explore how a simple poem like Garden Snake can teach us valuable lessons about facing our fears and appreciating the important role snakes play in nature. Over the next few slides, we'll look at the poem's message, its impact on our perspective, and how embracing these creatures can lead to a more peaceful coexistence. So let's get started. Fear of snakes is actually quite common among many people. It's one of those fears that many share, and it can trigger strong reactions. For example, when a child sees a snake, they often feel scared immediately. That fear can cause them to run away quickly to get away from the perceived danger. This kind of immediate response is natural because our instincts tell us to avoid threats. When a child encounters a snake, their reaction is usually to react instinctively, either to run or to back away. This whole process highlights how encountering fear can activate our natural survival responses. It's a good example of how fear functions as a protective mechanism, especially in unfamiliar or potentially dangerous situations. And understanding these reactions helps us see how fear influences behavior in everyday life. Now, let's take a look at the helpful insects that play an important role in our ecosystem. For example, some insects eat pests and therefore help keep our gardens healthy. When we see these helpful insects in action, it reminds us of how interconnected nature is. Next, we'll discuss the garden snake. She explains that the garden snake is often misunderstood. It's actually quite beneficial because it helps control rodent populations without harming other animals. Finally, I want to highlight how parents play a vital role in guiding and calming children. The mother here is shown calming her child, which emphasizes the importance of parental guidance in helping children feel secure and learn about the world around them. This connection underscores how nurturing and education go hand in hand in fostering a respectful understanding of nature. Now, let's explore how changing perspectives can really transform our interactions with nature's creatures. When we start by understanding that these animals can be friendly, it opens up a whole new way of seeing them, rather than just seeing them as threats. This understanding replaces fear, which is often our first instinct, with curiosity and empathy. As the child learns to observe, they begin to notice behaviors and cues that might have been overlooked, helping them build a connection based on respect. Ultimately, this shift in perspective encourages us to see the natural world not as something to fear, but as something to appreciate and coexist with. It's a powerful reminder that our perceptions can shape our experiences, and that openness can lead to more meaningful and safe encounters with nature. Let's explore some important themes in the poem that tie into our overall message. First, we see the importance of overcoming fear. It's natural to feel afraid of things we don't understand, especially when it comes to wildlife. But it's crucial to confront those fears, because only then can we truly appreciate the beauty and value of nature. Next, we focus on educating children. Teaching young minds about wildlife and coexistence helps foster respect and understanding. When children learn about nature's wonders early on, they develop a sense of responsibility to protect it. Finally, recognizing the benefits that nature offers is essential. Nature provides us with countless advantages: clean air, water, food, and even emotional well-being. By understanding these benefits, we can motivate ourselves and others to preserve and coexist peacefully with wildlife. All these themes connect to the core idea of fostering harmony between humans and nature, which is vital for a sustainable future. Let's take a closer look at the symbolism of the snake. On this slide, we see that the snake is often associated with peace, which might seem surprising given its dangerous reputation. However, in many cultures, the snake also represents healing and renewal. It's a complex symbol that carries multiple meanings. Now, referring to the number 3 here, it highlights the different layers of symbolism, from peace to danger. Speaking of danger, snakes are often misunderstood creatures. They can be dangerous, yes, but much of the fear around them comes from misconceptions. This slide emphasizes that the snake's symbolism is multifaceted. While many see it as a threat, others recognize its role in nature and even in spiritual or cultural contexts as a symbol of transformation. Connecting this back to our overall theme, understanding these varied interpretations helps us see how symbols like the snake can carry different meanings depending on context. It's a reminder to look beyond initial impressions and consider deeper cultural and symbolic significance. Appreciation of wildlife is essential because when we take the time to understand and value the creatures around us, we develop a deeper respect for nature. Recognizing that nature has many harmless creatures helps us see that most wildlife poses no threat if we approach them with care. These harmless creatures, like certain insects, birds, and small mammals, are vital parts of our ecosystem. Understanding that fear can often be overcome with knowledge is a powerful point. When we learn about wildlife and their behaviors, it becomes easier to feel confident and safe around them. Knowledge dispels misconceptions and reduces unnecessary fear, enabling us to enjoy and protect our natural surroundings more effectively. In conclusion, overcoming fear of wildlife is about education, respect, and appreciation. By fostering these attitudes, we not only protect ourselves but also contribute to the conservation of the incredible diversity of life on our planet. Remember, a respectful and informed attitude makes encounters with wildlife positive and enriching experiences. Now, let's consider why it's important to know nature. Understanding the natural world helps us appreciate its complexity and beauty, but it also plays a crucial role in our safety and well-being. When we know more about animals like snakes, for example, we can reduce unnecessary fear and avoid dangerous encounters. Speaking of fear, a key question is, how can we address it effectively? The answer lies in education and exposure. Learning about animals' behaviors and understanding their role in the ecosystem can transform fear into respect. So, what did you learn about snakes? I hope you now see them not just as scary creatures, but as an important part of nature that we should respect and coexist with. Finally, I want to encourage you to reflect on the discussion questions. Think about how understanding nature and addressing fears can influence our attitudes and actions. It's all about fostering a deeper connection and responsibility towards the environment around us. Now, let's talk about some common fears people have about animals. It's quite natural to feel uneasy around certain creatures, especially if we're not familiar with them. But one great way to overcome these fears is by observing local wildlife closely. When we take the time to watch animals in their natural environment, we start to understand their behaviors and realize that many animals are harmless and even fascinating. For example, observing garden snakes can be a wonderful activity. Drawing these snakes or simply watching them helps us appreciate their role in the ecosystem. It's important to remember that most animals we fear are just trying to survive like us, and their presence in our gardens or local areas is a sign of a healthy environment. Related activities, like drawing or observing these animals, are excellent ways to build confidence and reduce fear. They allow us to connect more deeply with nature and see animals not as threats, but as part of the world around us. This approach aligns with our overall goal of fostering respect and understanding for wildlife, turning fear into curiosity and appreciation. Let's wrap up with some great resources to deepen your understanding. First, we have Further Reading, which offers a solid foundation if you're interested in exploring more about animal behaviors and the natural world. Then, there's Learn About Different Snakes, a fascinating way to discover the diversity and adaptations of these incredible creatures. Lastly, Explore Other Nature Poems invites you to experience the beauty of nature through creative expression, connecting the science we've discussed with art and poetry. These points tie back to our overall theme of appreciating and understanding the complexity of the natural world, encouraging you to continue your exploration beyond this presentation.